Like, you haven't seen enough of him to know that that's not how he is. Because what you know of him from Emmonsfield, like, that is how he is. The High Dark Friends have counsel, but you don't believe that wasn't until well after the Great Hunt. Also, there's no way within a few days they would get the word out that fast. Well, no, and that's like especially since they didn't show the Drakkar or anything. Like, I feel like I don't know. Like, some of the performances I don't think are bad. Especially given that some of these people haven't really been in much before. Like, Moraine, I'm getting Moraine and Lan. I'm getting behind. Like, those two are almost exactly how I pictured them. Moraine, not necessarily physically, but I mean that's kind of always gonna vary when you go to an actual adaptation. But like, that's pretty much how I envision them, right? Nynaeve, I'm getting behind. Nynaeve, I'm getting behind. Perrin, I'm still trying to get a feel for, just because I don't know if I like how they're kind of trying to tell a story and how they've adjusted it. Matt, they've just, to me, they've completely full on changed Matt. Whoops. Well, that's good. Okay. This is awesome, because this will help my stability get back up. Sure. Nope. Ron feels like hard as steel, mid-late books instead of sheepherder Ron. Yeah, no, he seems like, but that's kind of, that's, because you think about it, he's actually probably about how he was at the age that he is in the show, if that makes sense. Do those words make sense in that order? I think so. Oh. Okay, I want to do that, but not yet, because we have to go deal with the... Guess 5% is better than just letting it sit. But yeah, no, it's... I don't want to say I'm torn, because I'm definitely kind of, like... not... like... not happy with what they're doing with it. But for me, the thing that really tipped it over to that point was the 3rd episode. But yeah, no, the pacing was my biggest issue. Like, the world is so fucking rich that there's no reason to, there's no reason. Like, it's very difficult for them to do it as quick as they're doing it. Because there's just so much history in the world. Tom does have the Gleeman cape. It's just the patchwork is on the inside of his coat. Okay. I'll have to watch it. When I watch again, I'll have to keep an eye for it. Because I always figured it was on the outside. Because they make a point that, like, he uses it dramatically. Unless maybe it's like a two-sided, like a, you know, reversible jacket. I could see the Gleeman having, like, a reversible jacket. I could see the Gleeman having a reversible jacket because...
Step, step, step.
But yeah, I liked the musical performance. But I feel like... that it just didn't quite feel like Tom. I don't know. I feel like they're almost trying to be too much of... like, what other things were. Like, with the Weep from Anetherin, I feel like they were trying to make a new Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. And don't get me wrong, I actually, like, loved the song. Especially, like, how they were singing it and everything. But, like, I feel like they're trying too much to be what has been successful elsewhere when it's, like... it is the Wheel of Time. You don't need to try. You just need to make the story right.
No backwards, backwards.
It doesn't, but you can get behind a Greffer Tom. It's possible that he'll be the doting grandpa when Elaine is around. That's kind of how I felt too. I'm just... I thought it said to get here. No? Oh. There we go. I just feel like they're not giving any reason for him to stick around with the guys, right? Because in the books, he sticks around because he wants to protect them from the Aes Sedai. Whereas I feel like... I don't know. Like I said, I have to see what the next episode is. I think I have to see what they do with what's done with the next episode. Leandrin looks nothing. Yes. Leandrin looks nothing like what she thought she would. Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I'm like, you got that he was going to go into full-on training mode in the next few episodes. I mean, with the pace that the book is going, probably by halfway through the next episode, they'll have, you know, they'll be fully trained. Like, the pacing is just weird. The pacing is weird. Like, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't do a bit showing them how to use the weapons. Because you would think that they would have done that the first night. Like, that's kind of an important thing. Especially with Ron having the sword. Which... did they even show him taking the sword? Or did they just kind of gloss over that? No, okay. I thought that they didn't because it was supposed to be this big thing. Not only that, but if they don't... Like, I feel like the scene of Ron accidentally killing the Trolloc in the books is so important because it shows that he doesn't, like... They should have shown him taking place in an archery competition, and then they should have shown him accidentally killing an orc. Or a Trolloc. After having the, like, after finding the sword or something. Because otherwise, you know, like, yes, he knows how to shoot because he's a fucking farm boy. He needs to be able to hunt and, you know, all of that. But he would probably barely even know, like, he wouldn't even know how to hold the sword. But they haven't shown any of that. Granted, at least I don't think they've shown him draw it yet either, but... Da-da-da. Maybe they saved that for Faldara. He's gonna have to use that thing pretty soon with the pace they've set. Yeah. But who knows even what the pace is that they're doing. Like, the part that bothers me with the pacing is it's not like was Game of Thrones where they didn't know what the ending was gonna be or how much was there after the current books. It's like, you know exactly how much story there is. Like, I feel like in order for Harriet to have even given the rights to somebody, they should have been able to show, like, what their plan was for each season. You just walked into a Wheel of Time convo. Buana, me and Tooch are like hardcore book fans. So, I apologize. If you guys don't want spoilers, just tell us to shut up and we'll take it to Discord with spoiler tags. The show is absolute rubbish. That's more or less what we are kind of talking about. Are you first off, Buana, are you a fan of the books? Are you a fan of the books? Because that's important. Okay, I'm gonna go to the ball hold top now. First off, there can't be a woman dragon reborn. Lux, yes. Second, there's no two sides to the source, therefore there's no story. And how is Perrin married? That's the big thing. Is like I feel like I don't know if they've gone over the two sides of the source. And the way that they're using this, the way that they're doing the source in general is not how it was in the books. I was kind of talking about this with Tooch earlier, where it's like they don't seem to have different things, so. I mean, they haven't gone anywhere with that yet, Buana. Season 3 just ends with he's getting followed by wolves. But yeah, no, they like the first episode, as I've said before, I could get behind it in terms of it being its own thing. The second episode, some of the really shoddy visuals were starting to come through, and it was a little bit. Actually, I think it was the third episode where the shoddy visuals really shone through, but the second episode, the pacing started to get extra weird, but okay. Third episode is just like a what the fuck. Lan is actually pretty good. The guy playing Lan is actually pretty good. I'm 100% behind Moiraine and Lan. Well, I mean, some of those details though are just going to be difficult to do in but
let's finish them quick.
Because you got to think about the logistics of some things too, but.
I grant you death. Bullseye.
No, for me, it's just like, it's the pacing and the way that they've changed the story. Like, some of it just doesn't make sense. And I 100% disagree with. Fireball. Wait. Yes. This one's gonna be a fireball. There we go.
This is going to hurt.
But no, I don't know. I gotta see episode 4, but it's definitely looking odd. That's for sure. What even are their stats and the resistances?
Cannot hide from me.
They go down!
You're gonna go dig up. You're gonna dig up RJ and see if he's done any backflips. Apparently, I actually saw an article where Brandon Sanderson flat out told the showrunner that he shouldn't make some of the changes that he did, and that he like strongly disagreed with them. And the guy was like, "No, I think it's gonna work." So that to me was like, when I saw that article, that was a huge red flag.
This is where I step in.
What the fuck were they thinking, making Valda a questioner? Is that who the questioner was? Because I knew there was a questioner, I just didn't catch the name. Oh yeah, and they said that there was four Tavarin, yeah. Like, okay, the White Cloak questioner as just like a random questioner, I was totally behind that. I was behind that because like that's how I would picture the questioners. But the White Cloaks themselves were definitely not how I pictured them. Okay, if that's Volda, then that's just weird. I was checking IMDb too, and I saw that apparently... Again, Perrin is married, the fuck. Oh, no, and Buana, I already told you, because I watched it before he did. I told him that I thought that it was ridiculous because how do you deal with Fail later if Perrin was married? Although, Tooch, I was talking to Mux and we thought maybe they did it that way so that there would be a reason why he was so awkward with Fail, because they can't use the whole, oh, he's young and has never been in love before. So it's like, but I still feel like the only reason that was there was to show what happened to her and to give him a reason to essentially hate himself. But the thing is that in the books, he didn't even come to, like, hate himself for the fighting until, like, much later. It was something that he, you know, like, at first he was kind of almost a little bit with the others, with, like, yeah! Right? And then it wasn't until he realized that he could actually lose control that he tried to start to change. And it's like they tried to jump that right to the, like, the first 5 minutes of the show. Which be weird. Nope. Puppy's scared.
Nowhere to run.
Well, I mean, and Buana, like, I knew that they couldn't do it 100% accurate. It's just not going to happen. Both because of technical limitations, time limitations, and all of that. But some of the changes that they've made just don't make sense. Does it say everybody or just enemies? Just enemies, okay. Really? You knew that certain storylines would be trimmed. Like Min and Swan and Leanne and Logain. I just feel like in general, I think that, like I said, like some of the like the big part that got me is that like I kind of, to an extent, I like that they gave Matt a little bit more backstory, but I feel like his family wouldn't have existed in Emmons Field. You don't like the wife angle anyways, considering it was a waste of screen time to only get killed 40 minutes later. Well, and I don't even think she had many, if any, speaking lines, did she? Yeah. No, for me, the biggest issue with Emmons Field is Matt. Because his family wouldn't exist in Emmons Field. Like, they just should not have called it Wheel of Time if they weren't going to do it. They could have called it anything else, and us nerds would have liked it. That's kind of what I was like after the first episode. I was like, okay, I can get behind this as its own thing. I'm going to try and not think of it too much as an accurate representation of the books, and maybe I'll enjoy it. But, Buana, if you haven't watched all of them, the third episode gets pretty iffy. For me, it's, the big thing with Matt is that, yeah, his family wouldn't exist in Emmons Field because the whole thing with Emmons Field is that they take care of their own. So they would have never let that family get to that point. Like, I don't believe that there would have been a womanizing, cheating husband in Emmons Field. Not a single woman on the Women's Council would have stood for it. They would have kicked the fucking woman that slept with him, like, out of the city and sent her off to Terran Ferry. Like, they wouldn't have stood for it. They definitely wouldn't have let the kids starve. Which would have then have meant, though, that there was no Buena. Somebody tried that, and it was terrible. But if you want to see that portion of the story, it actually does exist. The initial people that got the option for the TV adaptation, for the film adaptation, actually did that as a pilot, and it was absolutely horrible. But I mean, I get not putting the, like, I fully get not putting the prologue in.
I aim true.
That's something that you can find out later on in the story. It's the things that change the essence of what some of the stuff was supposed to be that's bothering me.
Bring it!
The story's Loose Heron being reborn. Well, but I don't even want to say but. They can tell that portion later, though. They can tell that portion later. Like, it doesn't have to be chronological. They've already even said that they're not filming it, like they're not releasing it in TV form chronologically. And I mean, TV adaptations do often play with that. So, I mean, to an extent, I can get behind some changes like that. It's the stuff that changes the core of certain things, like how they made it Emmons Field feel more like Terran Ferry with like seedy backseating and stuff. Two nitpicks for you as well. Matt didn't have his luck that early, and Perrin mentioning Egwene channeling neither existed that early. Yeah. I feel like when they mentioned luck in the tavern, they weren't referring to his luck, but it was a really odd way to phrase it, given what we as like fans of the series know. That's why I say I feel like the show was written for people that already know some of the backstory that they're going to be skipping out, right? But then the problem is that if you're going to do that, you can do some of the changes that they've done. Oh, but I'm not going to touch on that too much, but I have already stated that for anybody that actually knows the series of Wheel of Time as a book series already knows that it was extremely inclusive, both in terms of sexuality, gender identity, racial and gender equality, as well as all sorts of stuff like that. So it's yeah. I've gone over that stuff we went over that in the Discord with some people that aren't even over fans of the series either.
Taste my fury.
But when you saw the Wine Spring Inn, he fits in, which is totally out of story. That was one of my big things when I first saw the initial casting. I do like who they've picked for everyone except for Egwene. I'm still don't think I'm really fully on board with her. But I do agree that it is important that Rond doesn't fit in. And he's not as much of an outcast as I feel like he's supposed to be. I mean, he's not an outcast, but... Oh, yeah, because it's where they all went to get treated. Oh, the big thing that bothered me. The big thing, Tooch. What did you think of that? Don't you feel like that first episode would have been so much more effective if they didn't announce that Moiraine was an Aes Sedai until she started tearing the shit out of the Trollocs? Like, I was actually pretty bothered at how they announced, like, right when she came in, Egwene's mom was just like, what are you doing here, Aes Sedai? When the whole point was that nobody in Emond's Field, like, almost, I think only, like, 2 people in all of Emond's Field even knew what an Aes Sedai was. And I know that's a small detail, but even just from a cinematography aspect, like you were saying earlier, Tooch, I feel like that would have been so much more effective if it wasn't revealed that she was... Because they could have even made it just seem like she was just some random person out looking for this so-called Dragon Reborn. Like, they didn't have to announce to the audience that she was, like, anything, right? Other than just some noble woman who was for some reason looking for the Dragon Reborn. And then, boom, Trollocs attack, and there's, like, fire raining from the sky, and you cut across, and you see, like, Moiraine there, like Rosamund there, like, doing her, like, hand things and, like, throwing fireballs, and it's like, what the fuck? To the people that don't know, right? I just don't understand when all the material is written. It would make you be all what the fuck since you'd have no clue that a person is important. Yeah. These people couldn't adapt a 60-page comic, much less a 15,000-page epic. Let's try this again. It's an unfortunate truth of things today. Yeah. I'm gonna do the snake. Do the snake, I'm gonna hit a Miri. And Ekid. Okay, we're gonna do Fireball instead. You've been reading these books since the late 90s? All that one power Moiraine would have used for that fight would have burned her out. She's strong, but not Egwene level. Well, remember though, Tooch, she has a, I'm pretty sure she has a Sangreal at that point. I'm pretty sure she has one. I think it comes up later, doesn't it? Even if she didn't in the books, though, they could have easily explained it that way later. But at the same time, we've already seen that they're taking or an Angreal, maybe. Maybe she had an Angreal. I swear she had something. Other than her stone, which I'm glad did. Tooch, I am glad that that at least came up when she was talking to Egwene. She's massively drained when she goes to heal Tam. I mean, she would have still been. She would have still been drained, but either way,
This is going
I do still agree though that she probably wouldn't have used that much power. Okay. I thought it came up at later on in the books that she did have one, but maybe I was wrong. Like I said, it's been a while since I've read the books. I need to read them again. I'm partway through the first book. They just were they're like in the like camping montage. You've read them. Oh, Buana. I have read the first book probably a couple of dozen times. Not even joking. Every time a new book came out, I would reread the whole thing from the start. It's just been several years since I've done so. And my memory is not always the best with details. I can remember the big pictures, but not always the details. Oh, I've been reading it since grade 6. And when I was in grade 6, my dad gave them to me. And at that time, I think only up to book like 6 or something was out. I don't remember exactly how far it was. But essentially, I read through all of the books that he had. And then, had to start getting them myself as well. Gotta love the glossary at the back. Oh, that's what I should get for when I'm rewatching it. I have the encyclopedia style book as well. I got it for Christmas one year.
Cannot hide from me. No strike wasted.
They go down!
But yeah, no, like I said, I'll keep watching it. I will keep watching it and see where it goes. But I definitely feel like it is not what it could have been. Definitely not what it could have been. You met RJ 4 times in person? See, he passed away before I ever had a chance to try, like, he got very sick, rather, before I had a chance to do anything like that. I have met Brandon Sanderson, though. Brandon Sanderson's, like, pretty much as chill and down to earth as he seems. At least he was when I met him. And technically, Buana, you wouldn't have met Robert Jordan. Because that was his pen name. Mux met the original Green Power Ranger. Can I get like an 8 or something? Yes, I did. What is this thing? Look, I can summon a new thing. But yeah, no, yeah, because Robert Jordan was just his pen name. He actually had a different pen name for each genre that he wrote. I don't know what they all were, but I do know that much. I know that much trivia. I have a picture of me with Brandon Sanderson somewhere.
Burn.
You were in a Gumby suit and they got free pictures so he could pose with you like he was ripping your arm off. I remember you telling me that once. I was gonna say, you're gonna have to show me.
Won't kill me.
What the hell is even wrong with Knock Knock? He's paralyzed.
Nowhere to run.
I need to like actually get some of these guys dead. I'm gonna fight defensively because she's kind of surrounded. Doesn't look like the guy though, so now you're confused. Maybe your friends got lied to. I haven't seen Dune yet. Me and Mux are gonna watch it on Thanksgiving. I know Tachil said that he watched it and he enjoyed it. Like he was okay with it. And I think he said that he is a Dune fan like we are Wheel of Time fans. I mean, it's gonna depend on what we have access to, really. Fireballs!
Flames, take you. I'm all right. I'll survive.
Shit.
I always survive.
You're a Dune nerd as well. I never watched Dune. I was always more high fantasy than sci-fi. At least until, like, the last little bit. But, and a Warhammer geek. Tabletop is something I need to get into. But at this point, I'm just gonna wait. I tried to get into groups around here. Where did he go? There he is. I tried to get into groups around here, and then COVID hit. Right after, I got myself this little guy. Oh, can you guys see? It's inside there. The original Dune is an experience for sure. No, read the Horus Heresy.
Go.
Esmo, access, yes.
Bye-bye, puppy! Crap, what's wrong with her now? Is she paralyzed now too? How many rounds? Oh fuck. Do I have anything that can remove paralysis? Oh wait! I might. I think she has something that can. Okay.
Taste my fury. This won't kill me.
The original Dune is godlike compared to the new.
I always survive.
My guess is gonna be cold iron. That's what I thought. Do these all have wild gaze? Yes, they do. Okay.
I grant you death.
That's what Mux is expecting to think after seeing the new one. Nope, that didn't get rid of the paralysis. But it cured it.
This is going to hurt.
God damn it. I have not read the first Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie, no. I don't have as much time to read as I used to. I'm trying to get back into it, but I'm kind of
Oh, right.
prioritizing rereading Wheel of Time right now. Really good fantasy.
Cannot hide from me.
I am like super spoiled with my fantasy because I essentially grew up with Wheel of Time. So, for example, I had everybody try to tell me I should have read, fuck, what's it called? I swear it was really, I swear it's popular. I don't even remember what it's called, to be honest. Oh, The Sword of Shannara. There we go. And that was trash. I'm sorry, but that is the only book that I have, like, never been able to finish. I'm told that the series gets better, but
Burn.
this is on par with Wheel of Time. No, Shannara was like trash. It's not even like I don't even mind young adult fantasy. Cause it's all just the stories, right? Like it's more of that sort of Shannara was essentially just a Wheel of Time ripoff, and the author didn't know whether he wanted to write omniscient or third person.
Won't kill me.
You like adult fantasy? I mean, for me, it just depends on the story. All I care about is the storytelling and the characters. For me, Wheel of Time essentially kept me out of some really, really dark places when I was a kid.
Bring it.
I'm gonna cure Amiria again.
Access. Yes.
Try and keep her from dying while we finish these guys off.
Flames take you.
Because in my mind, there's no real such thing as a kid or adult fantasy. Like, I mean, I honestly think that stuff should be written so that anybody can enjoy it. It's not... You shouldn't dumb stuff down just because it's intended for kids. That's just going to create dumb kids. Dragonlance kickstarted you? Well, technically, I started with Lord of the Rings. Well, okay, technically it started when I was like 4 and my parents read me The Last Unicorn. Is when I first started like really like preferring fantasy in terms of literature, but
I aim true.
he's not afraid anymore. Get up there, Floof.
Tear them apart.
There we go. Wheel of Time is adult, Harry Potter isn't. Oh, I'm not saying that that divide doesn't exist. I'm just saying that it shouldn't. If you can't write something so that an adult... Well, I don't even want to say so that an adult would like it, because Harry Potter was popular among adults as well. But if you can't write something that is... well put together, coherent, and not like super cliche or I don't know how I'm going to get this person out of this so they can just suddenly do this, you shouldn't be writing in the first place.
Taste my fury.
But, I mean, that's my opinion.
I grant you death.
kids can't grasp some ideas, though. But that doesn't mean that you can't still write it in a, like, the fact is, though, is that adults can't grasp some ideas either. And I don't think that we should limit whether something's, I don't think that we should dumb things down just because of that. What a good writer does is they make it so that even if you can't grasp those more complex ideas, you can still enjoy the story. And I think that if a writer can't do that, they shouldn't be writing. I haven't read that, so like I said, I haven't read too much. Like, I don't want to say I've read nothing, but in the last several years, I haven't really read as much as I would like to, just because. But the general idea is still, like, I still think that it is, like, valid. Like, not everybody is going to be able to understand everything. Not only that, but, I mean, I know that, like, when I first started reading Wheel of Time, like, yeah, I was legit, I think, grade 4 or 5? Maybe 6? Stop. Stop! Why is it doing that? For fuck's sakes. And, like, I definitely, like, when I read it later, I saw things that I didn't see when I was a kid. Just because you're not going to understand it. Cool. Nobody can use it, though.
I wrote it like I saw it.
What's in wait for me there?
But that's just kind of the general idea, right? Is that something that's written well can be enjoyed by everybody. I do need to read more, though. First, though, I need to get through my reread of Wheel of Time. And then I need to finish reading and getting caught up on The Way of Kings. So Brandon Sanderson. Then I can find new books. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to check on my kingdom. And then I'm probably going to call it there, though. Because I've been going for like 9.5 hours. Damn.
Step.
But I did just beat them. Okay, there we go. Bum, ba, bum. Projects. Nope, rank up. Nobody can rank up? Huh? Curses. You can't find the picture, but it's on the internet somewhere. Well, we're gonna have to look for it. Uh-oh. That was a disaster. That was a failure. Oh, my stability is shit. My stability crashed. Nope. Cool. I can do that. And sure. Okay. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for the chats today, by the way. Really enjoyed chatting with you, Blama and Tooch, about Wheel of Time, and to Chill, as always, about whatever random stuff we chatted. Thank you, everybody. I will see you guys all tomorrow. I will probably be playing something different than this tomorrow, because we did do this all day. And I feel like I'm happy with the progress, and I kind of want to stay happy with the progress. So tomorrow I will be doing, I don't know what yet. We will see. But anyways, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys all next time. I'm going to see if anybody's streaming. Is anybody streaming right now, Max? Mel was? Is she doing more retro stuff? Let's send it to Mel. Why not? Everybody, have a great night. Until then, we will see you go. Oh no, she's doing she's doing her retro pack thingy. All right. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys had as much fun as I did. Until then, bye everybody. Have a good night. See you later. Bye.